So I'm just here today interviewing my friend Davida. She has written an international best-selling book, and she has, first of all, just been an amazing friend to me and mentor, and my go-to person when I need to get some things right in my head. So she is just always an encouragement. And she has actually even started her own course now that goes along with her book, where she goes into depth with helping you have breakthrough in your life. And so I wanted to interview her today and let you guys hear a little bit of her story. And so, Davida, thank you for doing this.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited. I mean, I'm excited about being here and sharing. I'm excited about everything that's happened with the book. And I'm really excited about the course, which has officially opened yesterday.
Yeah.
And enrollment will be until the 6th. And then we're really just going to take off running. So I'm excited about that.
Awesome. Well, I have to tell you, so I first of all read the book and loved it. And I'm not a big reader. So like when DeVito was like, I wrote a book, I'm like, yay, I hope I can finish it. For my friend, I will do anything.
So when you text me and said, I just sat down and read your book from cover to cover in one sitting, I was like, that is something, because Jessica did not sit down and read.
You got it. I mean, I couldn't put it down. It was like, I was like, okay, I got a few minutes. I'm going to do this. And I was just like page turner. I mean, I felt like your heart came through just hearing, I mean, and honestly, it touched a place I really needed, which was my own personal journey. Like there are so many things I could relate to. And also just, when you go through stuff in life, like you have to come to a point where you're willing to take a look inside and do the work. Mm-hmm. And you've done that. And I'm just so excited to get into this course with you. And I actually have done week 1. I haven't done all the assignments or whatever yet, but I listened to the video, and honestly, I was like, okay, here we go. Like, this is going to be so good. But there's this tension there for me because I'm like, I know what's required and I'm ready. And I'm so thankful
scared.
Somebody like you, to walk me through it, because this is not the type of stuff that you go alone. Like we need each other.
Yeah.
And so anyway, that's why I'm super excited. But why don't you give us just an overview of what the book was about and what the course is about? And
so the book is called Unraveled. It's unraveling the beliefs that hold you back and learning to love the real you. And when I originally started writing the book, it was actually a completely different project in my head until I got in there and I really just started letting it out. And then I realized that this was really about being vulnerable and letting other women know that it's okay to be vulnerable and it's okay to look at your places, because that is where your breakthrough lives. Like your breakthrough, whatever is holding you back in life right now, whatever it is that's making you feel like you're not enough, or you can't do it, or you're too afraid to do it, or you're just unhappy or unsatisfied in some areas, like looking at what's inside and becoming more self-aware is where your breakthrough lives. Like it's always where your breakthrough lives. And so I became very vulnerable in the book, and quite honestly questioned publishing it when it was done on a couple of occasions on a few days because I shared because I share some very personal things from my childhood and my life that were hard for me to talk about. But I know for myself, the people that have helped me the most to grow have been people who have been willing to be authentic and genuine and just really raw. So obviously I hit publish. And the feedback that I had been getting on the book was just so overwhelming. It ended up hitting international bestseller on Amazon in one day, which just really brought tears to my eyes, because I knew, I mean, yes, it was like, woohoo, that's freaking awesome. But then it was also, this is going to help a lot of women, this is going to help a lot of women. And after the book, here's why I decided to do the course. because in the book, I go through the personal things, I share nuggets of wisdom that I've learned along the way in my almost 46 years. And then at the very last chapter, I give people the 4 steps that they need to take through a journaling process that I've used in my own life to kind of push through the breakthroughs, in order to get there, right? In order to see the truth, in order to unravel what doesn't belong and start to write a new story.
Right.
And what I found women telling me was, I read through the book and it really touched my heart. I sat there and cried. I really, really needed this. But then when it came to the 4 steps, I was hearing a lot of, no, I haven't quite gotten there yet. Well, it's only going to help you if you do the work. And so I realized that a lot of people they're kind of scared to go it alone. They don't really know what to expect. Like you said, there's all this tension. And so I created the course as a way to go in depth with more of what's being taught in the book, but then also to be there, to be that support for one another and to push a little bit, to encourage, to hug, to give, this is like a 7-week thing and let's do this together for, just that support and the group coaching that will come along with it. I'm also a life coach. And so I really just want to give people the support and the tools that they need, because I know in my own journey, I could have gone faster, but there were periods of time where I felt like it got a little tough. Mm-hmm. And so maybe I'm like, oop, taking a break from that. You know what I mean? Like that felt kind of heavy. I've cried enough tears this week.
Right.
But if you have that support there to help you, I feel like it's just going to help women get where they want to go faster. And these breakthroughs can help in your relationships with, with in marriage, with parents, with your kids, like with yourself, like your relationship with yourself. I mean, how important is that? It can help you get breakthroughs in your business. Your business is only ever going to grow as much as you do, right? Like, I mean, that's just all so connected. And so I really want to help women just kind of rise above whatever's stopping them and believe in the person that God created them to be. I mean, I just feel really passionate about that. So, I mean, that's kind of,
Yeah, you're doing already just in week 1. The one thing that really, well, first of all, a couple of things that stuck out to me. One of them was just the whole rewiring your brain thing. And it really does everything. I've been talking about that a lot lately in my personal life and stuff. Just everything really does come down to your thoughts, the thought patterns that you have. I mean, we are hardwired to think a certain way from the time we're young. And some of those things we just are so ingrained, we don't even recognize them. And so already in this first week, I'm seeing how, okay, wow, like there is going to be freedom and breakthrough through this course, because you're already touching on some things that I didn't know were a problem, if you know what I mean. But that, and then the way that honestly, like even in that first video, you just so systematically kind of baby stepped through, here's how we're going to do this, gave me so much peace and made me feel like, okay, this isn't a huge mountain to climb alone, but that it's really going to be something that, I can achieve and discover new parts of myself. And I'm excited about that. So,
yeah. And I think that the most important thing, like, this is never about someone giving you answers. This is really about you getting the guidance and maybe having people ask you the right questions so that you can find the answers that you already have somewhere inside. And that's part of, like, I teach this journaling process. It's a little bit different. I call it ugly dumping in the course, because I mean, we're just really going to let it all out. Now, you don't have to share all that information, unless you want to, but it is a way of making this connection. And I've seen some really cool, I was working with a one-on-one client yesterday, and I've seen some really cool things happen with this, where they're writing and then all of a sudden they're like, oh my gosh, Davida, I just had a major breakthrough. Like, and it isn't anything that I'm doing. It's God working in a way where that's how you're wired. And sometimes you have to tap into those subconscious things. And this way of journaling is just one way to do that has been helpful to me. And so I think
That's
that,
awesome.
you know, there's going to be a lot of tears maybe, but then also a lot of freedom and joy on the other side of that. So it's
Well,
pretty exciting.
something else that we had talked about earlier too that I just think is super important is you talked about that it's not all just one thing. So like I think a lot of us Christian women, especially in ministry and stuff, we spend a lot of time focusing on the spiritual aspect of our lives, and we neglect some of these other things when in reality, you know, it's important to understand all of those. Can you touch on that a little bit, how you were explaining it to me? It was so good.
Yeah. So for many, many years, I mean, I feel like, you know, I was in full-time ministry for 20 years. And during that time, and I talk about this a little bit in the book, like on the outside, I probably seemed like this really put together, you know, I mean, I was traveling and speaking and going to churches and women's events, and but I was not happy on the inside, and I was constantly at war with myself. And I've since realized that part of the reason why is because there was so much emphasis on feeding my spirit, which is good. We need to do that. But we are four-dimensional women. We are spiritual, we are physical, we are mental, and we are emotional. And that is how God made us. And so I'd like to look at it like a wheel made of, you know, four parts. If you're only inflating one or two of those parts, life's going to be rough. Your ride's going to be rough because you're not well rounded. So we really need to be healthy in all four of those areas. And when you feed the mental, you're also feeding the spiritual. And when you feed the physical, you're also feeding the mental. And same with the, you know, like they all
Right.
really tie together. And so I feel like working on your emotional intelligence, working on your mental health and your mindset, working on your spirituality, making sure that you're taking care of yourself physically, like all of those things work together to make you the best version of you. And you can't leave one out. Like you have to work on them all. And so we talk about, you know, when we do this, we're really setting free and finding truth that speaks to all four of those places.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love
Yeah.
that. And we talked earlier. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just super excited about your course, and thanks so much for sharing. And is there anything else that you just want to tell my viewers or whatever?
Yeah,
My
well,
people?
if anybody's interested in joining us with the course, there is still a sneak peek group that will be up until the 6th. Now, it is just a tiny little sneak peek of kind of the journaling process. There's just a few tidbits of information, but it'll give you a little taste, you know, if you want a little taste
Yeah.
before you decide if you want to check into it. So that is available. And then the sneak peek group and enrollment will all close on the 6th. So if anybody
Okay.
wants to check it out, and
October
the book
6th.
is available on Amazon.
Yes, definitely get that. It's so good. And Davida, I'm just so thankful to have you in my life.
Yay,
And
I
now,
know. Thank you for the interview. It's so fun. I always love hopping on with you.
I know. Well, I can't wait till we can see each other in real face to face, hopefully sometime soon. We can make
Yes. Yes,
that.
that would be great. Yes.
All right. Well, we will, everybody, thanks for watching, and go get your book on Amazon. It's called Boundaries by Davida Schmidlin. And
Unraveled.
Unwrapped.
Not
Oh my
boundaries.
gosh. What did I just say?
Although I will say
Uh,
Boundaries is the
Edit
excellent
that.
book. It's not my book.
I just, that was sitting up on my thing and it just popped in my head. Okay. Anyway,
And
Unraveled.
I will put the link for the sneak peek group
Perfect.
also in the comments.
Awesome. That would be great. All right, cool. Well, we will talk to you soon.